Hello there, people, and welcome to yet another episode of Dark Hour. Last time around, we checked out something known as, was it Demented? AKA the end of Dark Hour? Not really. It was, but it wasn't. It was the end of the campaign. But Dark Hour is somewhat of like a hybrid. It's like half the levels are a campaign, and then like the other half are like these random standalone levels that have no purpose whatsoever besides to be like little extra levels. So yeah, right now is a period of time where we're checking out a lot of disconnected random levels. So yeah, this is a point where everything we do really doesn't have much meaning besides being another level. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. There's really two trains of thought here. As new levels and playing through levels and whatnot like that, it is fine to have it as its own little separate level and just like load it all up from the console. It isn't the end of the world that it isn't connected to anything else. So that's what I'm trying to say here. But there is the fact of the matter that when you want to relax, and it's almost like, let's just play through some Dark Hour or play through some Q2. You want simplicity. You want the ability to just load something up and play it. You don't want to have to remember the file names and type them in after you get to completion. It isn't, like I said, the most annoying thing out there at all, especially if you're used to Quake, but it is a bit more tedious than a normal playthrough slash level should be. Um, Especially if you're used to things like regular Quake or like Aftershock or Dark Hour's single player campaign or anything else whereby there's an exit to something else. And yeah, that's one big flaw here. It's pretty much all these random levels that you have to load up and, well, remember they exist! So yeah. It's more or less levels that are like, you have to intentionally load them up. And because you have to go out of your way to intentionally load them up, they don't tend to get played as much as something that's just going to allow for a convenient, short, quick playthrough without having to manually load at the end of each level. So yeah, little detail or so that, like I said, a level exit isn't the most important things, but it is a very important convenience. Especially in terms of like playing through a bunch of levels at once versus like playing one select level or a couple. It really becomes annoying when you have to like kill a few enemies, type in the console, kill a few more, type in the console. Um, that basically becomes type in the dead. But yeah, that pretty much sums up Q2. And Dark Hour is better than that. Like I said, still had the campaign, but it also has these disconnected one-off levels that you have to resort to typing. So, not good. um, at the end of the day, even though like Dark Hour's single player campaign is like areas I'm not a big fan of, um, I'd rather probably play that stuff to the one-offs just because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to type in a bunch of levels. So I might load up one or two of these, but I just can't see you loading up every single one. Unless your goal is to play through all of Dark Hour. Um, but if it's just, let's play through some levels and have like a casual, laid back approach, this really isn't going to work too well. um, it's just going to be a lot of levels that just don't, you don't really bother with because of that. Unless you really like typing. And I think the problem really would be magnified on a server. Like, can you imagine the admin having to like type in the name of the level every time? I've actually done that. I've had times whereby I will like type in the name of each level we'll go to, and we'll check it out from there. It has its good and its bad. Good because we could check out everything, but bad because I keep having to type in things. And people have to wait for me while I type in things. And I can't use map because map is a single player thing only. It pretty much means that if I type in map, it kicks everyone out of the server. So there's no way to like get rid of other players' ammo without like going to start first. So really, the way it best works is you send the players to start. You go to the first map of your choice. You complete that. You go back to start. You load a second map. And yeah, this is why it's tedious. It's annoying enough just going from one level to another by typing in and waiting for that. But you're going to have like a massive shift in the server, jumping from level to level just to play another level. And I think that at the end of the day, that's really what caused people to become really impatient with the server. Because who wants to have that type of bounciness happen instead of like a nice smoothness between the server? Yeah. Sorry about that. But it's not the prettiest of situations at all. And I think that's a big flaw, the whole situation with Dark Hour. And with Q2. Because Q2 suffers from the same. And really, any standalone single player levels. It just doesn't work in some ways. Because if you play it server-wise, it's all co-op, I mean. And if you play it co-op, uh, you don't lose the guns unless you go through start. So it's really, really annoying to switch levels constantly because you gotta be like, map start, map E1M1. At the end of E1M1, map start, map E1M2. Or should I say, actually not map, it's change level, even more letters! And don't forget, if you type in map, you ruin the entire server. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to tell you, if you misspell anything during the process, your server actually fails. It actually all goes down. Yeah. um, Needless to say, you gotta be very, very paranoid when typing in levels. And yet at the same time, you need to do it on a constant basis for a lot of this stuff. And I think at the end of the day, that's why some levels having just nice, convenient level exits is a good thing. Like I said, for your own employment, your own enjoyment, one or two of these levels is pretty much fine. But when you're talking other players and not stopping every few seconds to switch over the tracks, it gets a lot more tedious. And I think at the end of the day, that's one reason why levels with level exits can be a bit more fun. um, all things considered, should I say, a level with a level exit doesn't really mean diddly squat for a single player level in general. But, like I said, it is like a draw. Levels without single player exits, they don't default to terrible at all. Like I said, you could still easily load them up. It just a few more seconds and it's a bit more tedious than your normal level. So, yeah, not the best. You could maybe modify the server to change level order or something. I don't know, could you I don't think you could change the map files to load up the order you want. But there's gotta be some way you could tell the server instead of going here, go here. On level exit, and not just for deathmatch. But yeah. I think we should actually start this thing, don't you? My god, 12 minutes of pointless talking. Don't you just love me sometimes? Hey, that's what you signed up for. You signed up for a random dude to talk to you over and over and over. Because I'm a maniac. Can you trust me? I sure can't. Okay, so this level is called Manhunter. He has no idea why he called it that. That might sound a bit familiar. And that's because it's made by the same guy. And ladies and gentlemen, Jason G, who made Gauntlet. That painful, bloody level where we kept dying over and over and over. Well, he made a sequel. It isn't part of the campaign, like Gauntlet was, but it is here, and it's another level we could check out. So, it's totally worthwhile and connected to the whole Dark Hour thing by the same designer. So, it feels a bit more connected than many of the other levels, where people who didn't even have anything to do with the campaign make random levels. Okay, so let's see. This is the second level I have ever made for Quake! It's a similar, if not identical style of lighting used in my previous level. His previous level being Gauntlet. Yep, this was made chronologically after Gauntlet, which is why I kind of waited to show you guys this level. So I wanted to show you Gauntlet before this one because it makes more sense contextually, since they are in the same pack and all. I think this way looks great. If you remember how Gauntlet was, it was a lot of darkness, but usually like illuminated in the middle, and I don't think like it was too hard to see what you were doing most of the time. Sorry about that. Seem to be getting a sneezing fit. This ain't good. Might be coming down with a cold. But yeah, expecting this to be slowing up shortly. Uh, but we'll persevere through this one. I started it, and my God, we'll finish it. Especially since I don't want to ramble for 15 more minutes. Let's see. It's a typical level that has many monsters and weapons. Pretty difficult for one player. Oh boy, when the guy from Gauntlet says that, that should be pretty interesting. uh, this is no ending. This is no ending? What terrible grammar is that? This is no ending! This is no ending! Ugh! No ending here! No end! We don't end! This place never end! It's filled with stuff! No end! So once everyone dead, restart! That's actually how it's written. This is no ending, so once everyone is dead, restart. What terrible way to write that. I mean, I can understand what you're saying, buddy, but yeah, terrible grammar. My God, why don't you have like restart as its own separate sentence with like a hyphenated word for restart? um, yeah. I mean, sometimes they'll like blumber up a word or something, but this is bad. I mean, this is no ending. Restart. I mean, I don't expect like someone to win an Emmy or something. Well, not an Emmy, but what's the literature equivalent? Did they have a literature equivalent? Best author? But, you know, I do expect a Oprah's book list style writing here. I expect better! Yeah, because Oprah's book list is terrible! No, that's not the point. The point is that this is pretty bad writing, and, you know, it should be at least somewhat normally competent, at least. I guess you could give benefit of the doubt to the fact that, you know, you really don't need much communication in Quake. So that's the good news. Compare this to like a game like Thief. Thief has a lot of documents involved and lots of lore. So when you have someone have like a document in that game that says, "This is no ending, so once everyone is dead, restart," it pretty much comes off as jarring and will drive you crazy to no end. And it'll make a normal fan mission, like something that's really high quality, feel a bit less just because of that. Yeah, really the English language barrier is something that really is kind of like a pain with Thief. I know, most people in the world don't speak English, but when it comes to Thief, you really want to have that good contextual style. Um, I pick on it here because it would be nice to have a bit cleaner, But one thing I could say, at least if like someone with a horrible language writes it here, it really doesn't matter. The entire readme could be in German! And guess what? We could still play the level and totally enjoy it without understanding a single word. Why? Because in Quake, nothing is really told you in languages. You might have like a quick, brief message in the middle of the screen yelling in random German, but beyond that, that really is all there is. So, it's a lot more simple and a lot easier just to write whatever language you want and, not have any conflicts. I wonder if this is the reason why Quake is so heavily modded. Even after, other games were coming out. Quake is one of the most modded games of all time. Maybe this is part of the reason. Because in Quake, nothing matters for language. It's pretty much cutting edge. It was one of the first 3D. And it allowed for online use with everyone, but also didn't really block any languages at all. You could be Chinese and make a level that someone English could understand. Because everyone understands shooting things! See? We have learned something today. To escape Babel and the limitations of human languages, we must shoot things. To be able to understand each other, we must shoot each other. And this is why wars start. So yes, children, the reason why we must go to war and massacre all these other people is because we must understand their language. It's the only way to know it. See? Hate is a word all languages can understand. Anyway, let's see here. Cooperative. No. Deathmatch. Of course. Single player. Yes. Deathmatch 5 plus. No. Well, your help. Let's see. Difficulty settings. No. New sounds. No. New graphics. No. New music. No. The lesson? There is nothing original or interesting about this level! Hooray! That's basically the readme's trying to tell me, isn't it? New level from scratch! I thought a lot of this was done with Q-Test, and it is, but there's also something like QS Win, apparently, whatever that means. No bugs! I don't know any! Tell me if you find any, okay? Couple days to make, rest of the time, a couple days, maybe a week, to test and fix all the problems I had with it. You know what? Let's do this blade thing. It's been over 20 minutes, and I still haven't shown any gameplay. My God, I am terrible. Let's shoot stuff. I want to shoot things. I want to shooty. This is the meaning of life. To shoot everyone. Wait a minute. Why when I spawn do I look at the wall? If you spawn, you're looking at this random wall. You have to turn around and realize where you're going. Wouldn't it make more sense to be looking this way? I don't know, maybe this is just me, but it's a bit random to be looking back here in a random alcove. But explosives! Lots of explosives! If you thought ammo would be a problem here, you would be dead wrong! And this is a sign that's probably not going to be as hard as, like, Gauntlet was. Because if they're giving me explosives this early, this is kind of a joke. Explosives really are kind of the balancers of difficulty, mind you. So, as soon as, like, you get rid of explosives, or at least, what am I trying to say? As soon as you, like, get rid of explosives being around, it gets a lot harder. So you really want to, like, limit those as long as you can. Let me just replay this. I kinda just was, like, trying to do it sloppily while talking to you guys. And so I ended up getting hurt a lot. Looks like I'm gonna need to switch to other guns. Yeah, I'm out of everything but rockets. Well, you forced me to use this. If I start shooting one and kill them with one shot, I would have like 28 dead. So that's not bad at all. Of course, there is 3 Voids. And, well, 2 Fiends. Pain! Oh boy. Is there like anything to protect me from death over here? A quad damage! That's useful! I could totally use the quad damage. I won't deny. Quad damages are useful. Let's see. I see stuff down there in the corridor. And, health! Let's get the health. If you, like, platform across these, you get a shotgun. We don't have much ammo, so totally useless! Ain't that brilliant? Totally useless ammo! Over here? Jump! Ow! Let's do this again. We gotta get across. Even if it's a pain in the butt platformer. And there we are! Now we jump over here. And we got all the goodies. Let's see. So we collect this, we kill everyone over here, and everyone dies! Okay, I like that strategy. We call it that. Looks like everyone is dead. Thunderbolt! Okay, quick! Go this way! Kill as much as possible! How Kelly doesn't die with rockets as easily. Look at that! Super nail gun! Uh-oh. I think I lured them all up there. So much for being able to return without danger. On guard! So, that's most things on the map. All dead. Whoopsie daisy. I killed a lot. Are you proud of me? Oh god, there's death knights everywhere. And that's everyone. As you can see, a lot easier than Gauntlet. I could kind of afford to be reckless, and really, at the end of the day, it's basically a linear corridor that basically goes in a circle around the main hub area, which is here. This is like the central beginning room. There's an area under the stairs, and then there's this circular corridor. So needless to say, if you're quick with the quad damage, you basically can kill everything in a long corridor very, very quickly. Yeah, this level's pretty anticlimactic. Definitely not one of the most difficult levels out there at all. I took a bit of injury because of my recklessness with the sham and whatnot, but it definitely didn't like kill me to the level of whatchamacallit, Gauntlet at all. And let's see, where else do I have to go? Oh yeah, the Pentagram. Let's go get the random Pentagram. You know, I'm protected from stuff! Not sure what, but I'm protected! Yep, totally useless, but I guess it would have protected my health a lot more if I actually had bothered to waste 2 seconds to pick it up. Instead of just like rushing around like a madman. Oh look! Random edge lining. But yeah, let's see here. That's pretty much the level. And as usual we have to quit just right away. So there we are. Manhunter. It's a lot like Gauntlet in how it is, except, you know, easier. It's the low man's version of Gauntlet. I think that would describe it. A lot like Gauntlet, you start in a relatively large area, and then the rest of it's just corridors that go around in a circle. The entire adventure is pretty linear, just like Gauntlet, and yeah, that's really about it. There's some dark lighting, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's Gauntlet. Except, you know, not as hard. And really, that's the main reason I had any appreciation for Gauntlet. As I've said there, I wasn't too keen on the level design at all, but I liked the fact of the matter that it was really hard, that it caused a lot of pain and death, and so allowed for some entertainment with that. This level didn't give that same impression, mainly because it kind of gave me a quad damage, it gave me a rocket launchers, it gave me a pentagram. It gave me way too much in just the first beginning area. Gauntlet had to work through most of the level to get anything, but here, it was like, well, the last level was too hard, let's make something easy! And so we get this, which just feels less entertainment in my base. Well, feels less entertaining. Entertaining. There we are. I figured out the word. So yeah, not the best of experiences. Like I said, it's like Gauntlet, but removing the real one thing Gauntlet had going for it. Manhunt doesn't feel terrible. It looks pretty fun, I guess you could say. It has the interesting, like, platform thing in the middle that stands out. And I think that is pretty nice to have a little landmark design. So that's instantly recognizable. And I'd say that platformy thingy pretty much is, because I haven't seen it anywhere else. But beyond that, this is really a forgettable level. It's pretty much go around in a circle, shoot the stuff, end the level. And at the end of the day, this really isn't that interesting, especially since most of it's just pretty much killable with powerful power-ups and a rocket launcher that you get right at the beginning. So, toss difficulty on the window. Here's some kills. Feel good about yourself? Yeah, so definitely not my favorite. A watered down version of Gauntlet is not what I asked for. I asked for more challenging levels that weren't like Gauntlet design. But alas, we didn't get that. We got Gauntlet, Weaker Edition. Anyway, thank you very much all for watching. It has been pretty pointless. I would love to say more about the level, but really there's not much more to say. The level's pretty simple. Most Quake levels are simple, and it makes it hard to talk about them too much, besides one or two factual things that you kind of see. Or should I say factual, more like opinions, but you know what I'm trying to say. Really, it's one or two things that push me one or either ways, and I end up talking about it. I think I think Gauntlet had music. I want to say maybe it's one of the tracks that had issues with music. I completely forget. But there's no music here, so awkward. It has that data one issue bug that I mentioned back at Flashville. So brilliant. Anyway, I'm pretty much done here. This is pretty much just a pointless level. It has a really long corridor that has visual glitches because it's so long. And it pretty much was just how to make a NASCAR level. How to make NASCAR the Quake experience. Anyway, well then mind. Thank you very much all for watching, and I shall see you all next time.